and welcome back to LA's Hair Affair. So today I'm sharing how I achieved these French braids using the crochet method, which is super beginner friendly and easy to do. I hope you guys enjoy. So after parting my hair down the middle, I go ahead and part another section in between that part, and this is what we will call our anchor braid, where we will be crocheting the hair onto. You want to make sure to leave that first part, that little square at the beginning, out so that we could start the braid and make it look more natural. That's why there's a little gap between where we're starting this braid and the start of the hair. But my camera was giving me some problems and it stopped recording without my knowledge, so y'all get the point. I went ahead, I braided it, and then I secured it with a rubber band. And we're going to go ahead and repeat it on the other side. I section out my anchor braid, I go ahead and I braid it down. Y'all see that hang time though? Okay. And then I go ahead and do a Bantu knot, just wrapping it around each other. I use the rubber band and I secure the braid to make sure that it doesn't come loose. You could also just rubber band off the hair there and braid it into it as well, but this did work. It didn't come out and it was super easy to undo when it was time. What's needed is the Kanekelon hair and a crochet needle. Using that open crochet needle, I go ahead and I push it through the braid. I attach a small piece of hair. You want to make the hair smaller in the front so that it's not too bulky when we start braiding it down, and you go ahead and knot it 2 times to make sure it's secure, tighten, and voila, that's it. And we continue to do that throughout the braid, about 1 finger or inch apart. I will say that you could start making them a little thicker as you go down the braid, because you know it's the part that's gonna make the braid that hangs thicker. And I used about 9 pieces here. And I did go ahead and do that gradual increase in adding hair. Of course, my camera was acting up, so I was unable to show you guys all the details, but I hope you guys got a clear picture of it. Now that we're done with that, we go ahead and apply gel. I'm using Gorilla Snot gel. It has a great hold, but you could use whatever one you prefer, and it's optional to brush your hair so that you know it could be smooth, but for me, since my hair is fine, I chose not to, so that I could still have a puffy look to go ahead and cover up the braid and the hair underneath it. But if you do have thicker hair, maybe it will be better for you to go ahead and brush it down to smoothen it out. So we just continue to braid it together. You want to make sure you're pulling all the hair from the back into this braid. And remember that problem I said I was having with my camera stopping while recording? Well, yeah, there we go again. Alright, so now we move on to the other side. I did do bigger pieces and less knots, so about 7 on this side, and they were bigger. I wanted to see if there was a difference, and I will say I liked how the other side came out more, so just ignore this side altogether. Using that part we left out of the braid, we go ahead and start it. It helps it look more natural and looks like it's starting just with my hair all together. And I go ahead and I braid it down. I'm trying to keep it as even as the other side, so it is a little bit more difficult to do the next side after doing the first one, because you're trying to get them to look at least like cousins, if you can't get them to look like identical sisters, you know. So I go ahead and I keep checking to make sure that it's going in the same direction. I did at first, when I started the first side, try to go along where I had my anchor braid, but it didn't look good, so I had to move it down a little bit, and that is why I needed my hair to be a little bit more fluffy to cover it. I realized I forgot to show you guys what I was using while I was braiding down the hair. I'm using Let's Jam Protein and Shine Gel on my ends to make sure that they're not frizzy and come out of the braid. You could go ahead and use whatever normally works for you, but I just wanted to show you guys what I was using. And we're going to continue braiding until we reach the end. This is not a braid tutorial. This is for those who can at least do this part. I'm not a professional, so this was definitely an easy way for me to go ahead and achieve this look. But once you get down to the bottom, you want to go ahead and secure the braid with a rubber band and tie it down. If you have another way to do this, you can go ahead and do that, but this is what I chose to do. I don't know if you guys could tell, but they were a little bit uneven. That first side I did was a little bit thicker at the end, so I went in and I started trimming and thinning it out to try to get it to end at the same place and have that same gradient look to a skinnier finish, and it did help with that. So I just wanted to show you guys how I went and solved that problem. And then we're gonna go ahead and fluff out the hair, mainly because I'm trying to get it to look more like the other side, but also it gives it a more natural look as to looking so tight. And last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and use our scissors to trim any stray hair that's making our braid look frizzy. So this is the finished product. It was actually very easy to do, so this is a great way for those who have trouble catching how to do feed-in braids. I'm not a professional braider, as you probably could tell from this video, but this was a nice and easy way to accomplish this look without struggling trying to get them to be super perfect and even on both sides. I will be putting them in hot water tomorrow. I just don't want to go to bed with wet hair to make sure that it's all smoothed out. But if you like this video and would like to see more DIY or tutorials on beginner-friendly hairstyles, go ahead and like and subscribe so you're up to date on when I drop those videos. And let me know in the comment section below what you think about this hairstyle. So thanks for watching. Bye.